What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in to take a look at some of the rewards that we're going to be able to pick up in the Echoes episode, which of course is kicking off on June 11th at the weekly reset. So on Tuesday we're going to get access to a whole bunch of new content actually. It should include the episode quests and activities, as well as the story content and rewards. We're also going to get access to exotic class items starting in week 2 apparently. But interestingly for today, we're going to speak about some of the weapons in the episode, as actually there are some pretty good ones. One of which I've had a lot of players asking me about, and that's the grenade launcher you can see. So we're going to round them all up, including some weapons which are returning from Season of Dawn. That does include Perfect Paradox and the Patron of Lost Causes Scout Rifle. So as always, if you enjoy this one, a rating below really helps us out on the channel, but without further delay, let's get into it. In terms of what Echoes is all about, firstly, we should mention that Bungie have a reveal on Monday where they're going to speak about the upcoming content in the next year for Destiny 2, so we'll almost certainly get a more in-depth reveal then, but with the launch of the final shape, we already have the sort of intro quest for Echoes in our inventory. We can't really progress it just yet, although it will become available on Tuesday 11th of June. Then looking at episode Echoes info in game, we can see it does list new 3-player activities. I think these are primarily going to be on Nessus. Of course, there'll also be new seasonal weapons, and following the conclusion of the final shape and the last mission that we got this weekend, there are these sort of tremors happening on Nessus as the Traveler's Aura approaches. You can see these kind of mini earthquakes happening in game, which is cool. And obviously it's leading us up to when this content drops on Tuesday. And so I've had a lot of questions about the grenade launcher I'm using right here, and this is a pretty unique new weapon. So it's the Lost Signal grenade launcher. It does stasis damage, but it actually has a new frame, which is the area denial frame, which basically makes it like a legendary Wither Horde, or at least pretty similar. And it's a burst fire grenade launcher, where each projectile creates a lingering pool on impact that deals damage over time. Obviously, from Tuesday onwards, we're going to have a pretty easy job of picking these up because we'll get loads of weapon engrams for the Echoes content. It is also possible to pick up Echoes engrams via the Season Pass, so you've got chances there, and there's even a Lost Signal as one of the track rewards for the Season Pass that we can grab now too. The one that I've got has Lead from Gold, as well as Unrelenting, so it isn't necessarily the best roll, although Unrelenting pairs very nicely with the area denial frame, as it sort of fires in bursts, so you can spread it out across the ground, or dump it into one place, pretty much exactly the same as with a Horde. But obviously it's a legendary variant, so that in itself is useful. And Echoes weapons also come with a new origin trait, which is Radiolaria Transposer, and rapid final blows cause targets to explode in a pool of Radiolarian fluid. So obviously that one pairs very well with the Lost Signal grenade launcher, and it's a really good ad control weapon actually, probably one of the best weapons in the entire release for the final shape and Echoes. Plus, considering that it is stasis, and that it has the Radiolaria origin trait, bear in mind artifact perks like Logic Reducer, where weapons with the Radiolaria Transposer origin perk deal increased damage to Vex, plus it extends the duration of the pools created by Transposer. But another good one is Creeping Chill, and stasis weapon final blows against slowed or frozen targets release a burst that slows. But for weapon perks on Lost Signal specifically, it can roll Strategist, where final blows with the weapon generate class ability energy, and activating your class ability briefly improves this weapon's stability. And then there is Stats for All, Quick Draw, Threat Detector, Lead from Gold, Feeding Frenzy, and Autoloading Holster in the first slot, with the second slot able to get Wellspring, High Ground, Unrelenting, One for All, Vorpal Weapon, and Reverberation, where final blows with the weapon increase the size of its detonations for a short duration. Plus it can get Demolitionist, so actually some pretty solid rolls there. There are fast reload options in the first trade slot or autoloading holster, and Lead from Gold or Stats for All can be decent. Unrelenting will offer loads of healing with the damage over time, and Reverberation could be a very solid bonus with this one as well, so I'm looking forward to farming it, and let us know if you've managed to try the weapon out yet. Another new weapon for the Echoes episodes though is the Ill Omen, and this is a caster frame sword. It's another stasis damage weapon, and again it has Radiolaria Transposer, but in the first trait slot it's able to get Valiant Charge, Strategist, Attrition Orbs, Duelist's Trance, Unrelenting, Tireless Blade, and Relentless Strikes, with the second slot able to get Assassin's Blade, One for All, On Guard, Vorpal Weapon, Surrounded, Whirlwind Blade, or Cold Steel. So again, some good options on this thing. It's also interesting pairing Cold Steel with the Radiolaria Transposer perk. Again, there'll be good opportunities for ad clear, so keep that in mind. But moving on, for other weapons that we'll get from Echoes, I'm absolutely loving the Vex theme that we get on them as well. Reminds me a little bit of Vault of Glass, but there's the Veiled Threat, and this is a stasis rapid fire frame auto rifle. The first trade slot can roll Strategist, Loose Change, And then To the Pain, that's a new bonus for the season, and while the weapon is equipped, taking damage increases handling and aim assist until the weapon is stowed, and taking more damage does increase the effect. Not one I've tried out just yet, but it can also roll Shoot to Loot, Attrition Orbs, Fragile Focus, and Threat Detector in slot 1, with the second slot able to get Gut Shot Straight, Moving Target, Collective Action, Surrounded, Encore, Desperate Measures, or Headstone. There are quite a few of these weapons though. The next one is the Sightline Survey, and this is an arc precision frame hand cannon. First trade slot can get Strategist, To the Pain, Enlightened Action, or Air Trigger, which increases ammo reserves, and when airborne, accuracy and reload speed are increased but target acquisition is decreased. That's kind of a strange sounding one, but it can also get Fragile Focus, Triple Tap, and Keep Away. Then in slot 2, Eye of the Storm, Desperate Measures, Encore, Precision Instrument, as well as Opening Shot, Kill Clip, or Volt Shot. Additionally though, there is the Corazian, which is an arc heavy burst pulse rifle. The first trade slot can roll Air Trigger, as well as Perfect Float, Pugilist, Eddy Current, and then it can get Enlightened Action, Perpetual Motion, or High Impact Reserves, with the second slot able to get High Ground, Eye of the Storm, Frenzy, Swashbuckler, Volt Shot, One for All, or Fragile Focus. Another one is the Time-Worn Wayfarer. This is a solar aggressive frame scout rifle. First trade slot can get Strategist, Shoot to Loot, To the Pain, Dual Loader, Keep Away, Fourth Times the Charm, or Heel Clip. Then the second slot can get Snapshot Sights, High Ground, Eye of the Storm, Opening Shot, Precision Instrument, Incandescent, or Desperate Measures. So Heel Clip Incandescent is one of the pairings at least, which is nice. Plus there'll be the Aberrant Action. This is a rocket-assisted frame sidearm, so that'll be the second one I believe, if not more, that we've got in the Final Shape release. It does solar damage and it can get Strategist, Pugilist, Field Prep, Beacon Rounds, Threat Detector, Ambitious Assassin, and Heel Clip in the first slot, with Snapshot Sights, Harmony, Golden Tricorn, Demolitionist, Swashbuckler, Reverberation, which once again increases the size of the detonations for a short period, or Incandescent. A little bit of testing will certainly be required on this one. Obviously, Heel Clip and Incandescent is going to be pretty ridiculous on a rocket-assisted frame, but it's going to be worth finding out what Reverberation can do as well, as that could be equally juicy, but again, I feel like there are plenty of rolls right there depending on what you're looking for. Next up though is the Vex-themed Chronophage. This is a Void adaptive frame trace rifle, another one that I'm really looking forward to here. It can roll Strategist, Elemental Capacitor, Shoot to Loot, Pugilist, Autoloading Holster, Feeding Frenzy, or Repulsor Brace in slot 1, with the second traits able to get One for All, High Ground, Fragile Focus, Target Lock, which will be interesting, as well as Demolitionist, Desperate Measures, or Destabilizing Rounds. So if you're into trace rifles, that's another nice Void option to have, with a few perk rolls that we haven't been able to combine on a trace before, so that's cool. Then we have the Speleologist. Don't know if I said that right, but it's a rapid fire frame solar machine gun. Again, it can get Heel Clip and Incandescent, but the first trace slot, as we can see, on top of Heel Clip, can get Enlightened Action, Stats for All, Deconstruct, Firmly Planted, Slideways, and Envious Assassin. Then the Strategist, as well as Adagio, One for All, Target Lock, Surrounded, Incandescent, or Killing Tally. So I think that looks pretty juicy. Let us know your thoughts. Finally though, there's the Faithkeeper, which is a Void rocket launcher in a precision frame. And trait slot 1 can roll Strategist, Danger Zone, Field Prep, Impulse Amplifier, Clown Cartridge, Repulsor Brace, and Autoloading Holster, with slot 2 able to get Demolitionist, Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Reverberation, Lasting Impression, Explosive Light, or Bipod. And so overall, I think some of these season weapons look fairly promising, or episode weapons, should I say. But additional drops from the episode content include some weapons from back in Season of Dawn. So we've got the Patient of Lost Causes. It's a kinetic lightweight frame scout rifle, and it's back with Triple Tap, Rapid Hit, as well as Strategist, Stats for All, Discord, or To the Pain in the first trade slot, with Explosive Payload, Vorpal Weapon, Osmosis, Focused Fury, Kinetic Tremors, or Precision Instrument in the second slot. So another good weapon right there, I think, and we've got Cast No Shadows as the origin trait this time, and dealing melee damage increases the weapon's handling and loads a small amount of ammo from reserves. That will also be present on Perfect Paradox, of course a kinetic rapid-fire frame shotgun, and slot 1's able to get Threat Detector, Slide Shot, Field Prep, or Dual Loader, Pugilist, and Threat Remover, which is a new perk, and dealing damage with all bullets in his spread increases reload speed, handling, and stability. With slot 2 able to roll Trench Barrel, Swashbuckler, Opening Shot, Vorpal Weapon, 1-2 Punch, or Barrel Constrictor. Then we see the return of the Breachlight Sidearm. It's now a strand weapon in a heavy burst frame, so slot 1 can roll Demolitionist and Pugilist as well as Perpetual Motion, Thread Detector, Compulsive Reloader, and Slice, with slot 2 able to get Desperate Measures, Adrenaline Junkie, Swashbuckler, Vorpal Weapon, Hatchling, or Collective Action. So that's an interesting variant of the weapon, but the final one is Line in the Sand, which is an arc precision frame linear fusion rifle. First trade slot can get Rapid Hit, Moving Target, Under Pressure, Demolitionist, Clown Cartridge, and Deconstruct, with slot 2 able to get Firing Line, Opening Shot, but also Volt Shot, Collective Action, Reservoir Burst, and Bait and Switch. Reservoir Burst will be interesting, but the classic damage bonuses like Firing Line and Bait and Switch are there, so let us know if you think that might be one to look out for. But there we go guys, those are the weapons coming in Echoes specifically, and when you put that alongside the additional world drops we've had, the final shape loot, both the Pale Heart weapons and the raid weapons, plus the exotic content, some pretty juicy weapons this season. Otherwise though, I'll be keeping you posted with the new content for Echoes when it drops, so keep it locked and loaded here on the channel. If you've enjoyed the video, a rating really does help us out, and let us know any standout weapons that you're hoping to hunt, but otherwise, I will catch you guys very soon.